Hi, welcome to this tutorial. In this session, I'm going to show you how to round numbers to a given number of significant figures. So why do we want to round numbers to some significant figures? Well, because it's not always important to say all the numbers. So let's say, for example, there's a football match and the people that attended were, let's say, 30,219. Now, what are you going to say if someone asks you how many people were there? Are you going to say 30,219? Or you probably would say there were about 30,000 people there. So it's not always important to say these numbers. We might want to make it easy, maybe because of our conversation. We also maybe want to make it easy because maybe we want to estimate something. Obviously, if you're dealing with finances, for example, these three numbers here will be important. So how do we know what how many significant figures there are in a number? Well, for example, this number here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. We start to count the numbers from left. And what we do is, as soon as we come across a non-zero numbers, that is where we start counting. And then if we come to zero numbers that are at the end, then we don't count them. So let's say, for example, we have these numbers here, another number that is 3,500. How many significant figures are in this number? Well, the first number is not zero, so I'm going to count it. And the next number is not zero, I'm going to count it. But the last two numbers are zeros. So this number has 1, 2 significant figures. How about if I have this number here? 3, 0, 5, 0, 0. How many significant figures has this number got? Well, my first number is not a zero, so I'm going to count it as my first significant figure. So as soon as I start counting, I have to continue. So first significant figure, there's a zero here, but after the zero, there's a number that is not a zero, which means I must count this zero as one of my significant figure. So first significant figure, second significant figure, third significant figure, and now I'm left with just zeros. So what does this mean? Well, I've only got 1, 2, 3 significant figures. Now, how about this number here, 0.002? How many significant figures are in this number? Well, there's a zero there, so I'm not going to count it. That's not a significant figure because it's the first number and it's a zero. So I have to continue until I come across a non-zero numbers. That is when I start counting my significant figure. So 0, I don't count. 0, I don't count. 0, I don't count. And I only have one that is non-zero number. So this number is one significant figure. Right, so let's try another example. So let's say we have 0.02045. How many significant figures are in this number? Well, is a zero there, so I'm not counting. I'm not counting until I come across a number that is not a zero. Then I have to start counting, including the zeros that are in the middle. So this number has 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. Let's try another number. So let's say we have 3.702. How many significant figures has this number got? Well, this number is not zero, so I'm going to count it straight away. So that's my first, second, third, fourth significant. So this number has 4 significant figures. So this one we said 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures as well. Right, so let's do some more practice then. Right, let's round this number 15.2572 to first 1 significant figure, second 2 significant figure, third 3 significant figure. So we want only one number that is not 0. The rest must be 0. So this number 15.2572 to 1 significant figure, well, first of all, there's 1 here. Now the next number is 5 or more. This one becomes a 2. So now I have 2 and this becomes a 0. So this number to 1 significant figure is 20. Second one, 2 significant figures. So I count 1, 2. Now my next number is less than 5, which means I'm going to keep this the same, 1, 5. So that number is 1, 5. 3 significant figure. So I count 1, 2, 3. Now, before I take this number, I look on the right. Is this number 5 or more? Yes. So this becomes 3. The 2 becomes 3. So this number to 3 significant figure is 15.3. Now let's round this number 39438 to first 1 significant figure. That means we just want one number that is not 0. The rest needs to be 0. So the number I want to round is this one. The next number is 5 or more. Yes, this becomes 4. So I have 3 becomes 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 figures, they become zeros. So I have 4 zeros. 2 significant figures, so that means I want to round this number. Before I accept it, I need to check on the right. Is this 5 or more? No. So the rest of the numbers become 0 and I just keep 39 as it is. So 3, 9, and then the rest become zeros. 3 significant figures. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Is the next number 5 or more? No. So the 4 stays the same. These numbers to the right become zeros. So I have 3, 9, 4, and they become zeros. So I've got 1, 2, 3 significant figures. Now we're going to do 4 significant figures. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, before I accept it, I check. The number on the right, is that 5 or more? Yes. The 3 becomes 4. So now I have 3, 9, 4, 4, and the last digit is a 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. And now for the last example, then we have to round 0.0319039 first 1 significant figure. My first number is not a is a 0. Second number is a 0, so I don't count them. So my first significant figure start here where 3 is. So that's my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and my 6th significant figure. I want to keep just 1 significant. So that's my first significant figure. The next number is 5 or more? No. So that 3 stays the same. So this is the same as 0.03. And then the rest become zeros, which are just redundant. They don't make any sense. So you just write 0.03. Now I want to round to 2 significant figures. So 3 is my first significant figure. 1 is my second. Before I round it, I check on the right, 5 or more? Indeed, it is. So the 1 becomes 2. So this number to 2 significant figure is 0.032. The rest become zeros after the decimal. They don't make any sense, so you don't write them. 3 significant figures. So my first, second, and third significant figure. The next number is less than 5. So the 9 stays the same. It doesn't go down, it stays the same. So this number to 3 significant figure is 0.0319. The last number, 4th significant figure, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happens? Well, the next number is less than 5. So my 0 stays the same. So that becomes 0.0319. And you can keep the 0 there, but it's basically the same number. And now for the last number, we need to round 498992 first. One significant figure. So what we do is we want to round this number, but before that we need to look on the right. Is this number 5 or more? Yes, it is 9. So this 4 becomes 5 and the rest of the number becomes zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 zeros. So this number becomes 50,000. 2 significant figures. So we count 1, 2 significant figure. That's my second significant figure. The next number is 5 or more. So what happens to my 9? This needs to go up. So I don't make it 410. What will happen? This 4 gets upgraded to 5 and this now becomes 0. The 9 becomes 0. So 8 is 5 or more. That number is 5 or more. So the 9 needs to go up, but then it bounced back over here. So it's like that. So 5. So this number is the same as one significant figure, basically. So you get 50,000. 3 significant figures. So I count my first, second, third. My next number is 5 or more. Yes, it is. So the 8 becomes 9. So now I have 499, and then the rest become 0. So there are 2 more digits, so they become zeros. And for the last part, we need 4 significant figures. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. And my next number is 5 or more. Yes. So the 9 needs to become 10. So you don't write 810. No, this 9, it makes the 8 go up by 1 number. So then that becomes 0. So the 8 become 9. So this is now 49900. So 49900. Same as 3 significant figures. Right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this session. Please remember to like if you enjoyed it, leave me some comment, and also subscribe if you haven't. And bye for now.